If you want the latest in weather conditions, be sure to tune in to our Busy Bee Plumbing Weather Report each weekday on Mornings on Main Street. Brought to you, of course, by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning. We will keep you updated on the latest conditions outside, like severe weather, heat, snow, rain, and even hail.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Well, good Tuesday morning. Taylor Platt here with a quick look at your forecast. We are watching the chance for severe weather during the day on Tuesday. Storms should start to fire up between 2 and 4 p.m. All of these could produce the chance for some severe weather. Talking about damaging winds, large hail, and the chance at a few isolated tornadoes. Good news is by the time we get into your evening hours, most of that will be out of here and we're drying out for your Wednesday. 7-day forecast looks like this. Beyond those storms, like I said, drying out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday looking fantastic with temperatures in the 70s.
Good morning, Stefanie.
Good morning. Hi, kids. Hot tea.
Welcome to Mornings on Main Street. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. If you are an aviation enthusiast or have a love for history, today's Tennessee Traveler segment is for you. Tom Atkinson lets us in on a museum preserving the heritage of all Beechcraft models from 1932 to present day. The museum would make for a fantastic day trip as it is only an hour and a half south of Nashville. There's another great getaway that's really easy to come by because all you have to do is pick up a book. Thanks to Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, children throughout the globe have the chance to have a book delivered up to them from birth up until the age of 5. Now, looking closer to home here in Montgomery County, 10,000 children are on the mailing list for the Imagination Library. A study by the Governor Early Literacy Foundation shows that students who participate in Imagination Library exceed third grade reading test scores compared to those who do not participate. Imagination Library Montgomery County Board member Babette Bouton shares with us that yes, the overhead funding comes from Dolly Parton and her Dollywood Foundation, but the cost of the books and postage, well, those are taken care of on a local level here at home. She says that she hopes to find 12 to 24 Montgomery County businesses who are willing to partner with the Imagination Library of Montgomery County so these children keep receiving books.
We are asking for to just partner with us in whatever way you can. So financially is by far our greatest need, but it doesn't, like, there's not a minimum or a maximum. So we'd love it if we can get like a year, if you want to give a monthly fee, or if you want to just give once every year, one set amount, so that we have some security when we are kind of each month that our book bill's paid. Because if it doesn't get paid, Guelph has helped us in the past. Actually, a few months ago, they had to step in and help, and they're wonderful, but we only get a couple of those ever. So, and if we don't make our book bill, then kids don't get books. We have a lot of our organization buy-ins. What we need is more business buy-in to really partner with us and not just donate. Like, I really do see it as a partnership where any business that has a strong love of children and literacy, please reach out to me. We will find a way where we can partner with you. So,
for those businesses in Montgomery County who would like to take part in this, how do they reach out to you? Or if there is an individual out there, how do they reach out?
Yes. So the easiest thing is to right here in our Montgomery Public Library. Laura Hoffman is the children's librarian, and she is also on the board as our liaison. So you can email her directly, and it's just laura@clarksville.org. Super easy. You can also, if you just Google Imagination Library Montgomery County, you will see our Facebook and Instagram, and then we also have our Gmail account, and so you can email us. And my name is Babette Bouton, and I'm also a professor at Austin Peay State University. You can also get all of my information at Austin Peay, my work email, and that is the main email that I use for reaching out. So it's my service. It links Austin Peay to the community as well, and I am in the College of Education, and so it's all a natural fit all the way around. So Dolly Parton does pay the vast bulk of it, but it does cost $1.30 a student or child for us.
By 10,000.
Yeah, times 10,000, and so it does add up. And so any donations, big or small, $5, $10, but for just a really small amount of money, you can also make sure that a child has a book once a month for a year.
Babette, thank you so much for sharing this with us. She also tells us that in every book, there is a flap that will give a parent ways to interact with the child as they read through the book. How cool is that? And then thanks to Goodwill collecting donated Imagination Library books, books are able to be cleaned and then redistributed to area businesses and the lending libraries through Montgomery County. And then thanks to small grants and the Governor's Early Literacy Foundation, they've been a source for help, but it's really that local support that will sustain this program locally. And you can find additional information by visiting governorsfoundation.org. Before we get to our Tennessee Traveler segment, let's get a check of our headlines. 35-year-old Matthew Conan has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder for the 2021 shooting deaths of his wife and his father-in-law in Clarksville. Conan is accused of gunning down his wife, Rachel Conan, and her father, David Rogers. His bond has been set at $1 million. Strokes, which affects nearly 800,000 Americans annually, can strike at any age. This month is National Stroke Awareness Month. Medical professionals aim to educate the public about the fast warning signs. That is face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty, and time to call 911. The story about a young man can be found on our website. It highlights how awareness and prompt action really does save lives. At MainStreetMediaTN.com, you'll read that story of how a local family recognized stroke symptoms in their family member and how acting quickly saved his life. For those familiar with the harmonies and wacky sense of humor of Riders in the Sky, well, Bobby Malone and Bill C. Malone are scheduled to discuss their new book, Riders in the Sky, Romancing the West with Music and Humor, at 6:30 on Tuesday, May 27th. Mark your calendar. This is happening at Parnassus Books in Nashville. Now, the band is known for bringing back the cowboy music that sprang from Hollywood's B-Western flicks in the 1930s and 40s. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Busy bee, yeah, busy bee. If you need
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I need to make a call. Hey, this is Brianna with Busy Bee. I'm giving you a call to let you know your technician is on his way.
833.
Guys, not yet. Not yet.
Busy bee, oh,
Now
busy
ready,
bee.
guys.
Call 775-7833.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. For our aviation enthusiasts out there, or those who may have a love for history and planes that played a significant role in our history, the Beechcraft Heritage Museum will be up your alley. To share with us what you can experience, we have our Tennessee traveler, Tom Atkinson, this morning, who has already made a trip to the museum. Tom, always a pleasure.
Good morning. It's a treat being with you.
Oh, I bet this museum is fantastic, and I can only imagine the history that they have there at the museum.
It's very much worth the run down to Tullahoma.
Ah,
It's a short trip for a great history lesson
mhm.
and great aviation stories just all the way through. It's right at the Tullahoma Airport, which is a general aviation airport,
Mhm.
off on one side of it, and three huge, very nice hangars, all devoted to aircraft made by Beechcraft. And the Tennessee connection of several connections is that Walter Beech, as in Beechcraft,
Mhm.
was born in Pulaski, Tennessee in 1891.
No kidding.
He flew his own glider at about the age 14. He was a pilot in World War I, and he and his wife and another business partner created their airplane company in 1932, not in Tennessee, however. Wichita, Kansas is a big aviation center. And when you think about it, the land is flat, the winds are good. It's a logical place for the manufacturing part of aviation to have evolved for several companies. But Beechcraft grew up in Wichita with Tennessee roots.
Okay. And so here you are with this museum here. I did enjoy reading some of the article and not realizing that 90% of all pilots flew a B-17 and B-24. I'm assuming they have replicas there at the Heritage Museum.
The connection is that Beech did not make military planes.
Oh.
However, it had twin engine airplanes that were the effective training vehicles for just about every B-17 and B-24 pilot in World War II. So they did their part for the war effort by a long shot. The B-17 and B-24 crews had to train the pilots had to train somehow, and they trained on Beech airplanes. All of the planes at the Beechcraft Heritage Museum are Beech airplanes.
Okay.
Their goal is to have a model or have an example of every variety they made. The real notable plane that a lot of people might have heard of is called a stagger wing. It's a biplane, and the wings are offset from each other. One's a little bit protruding from the other, and that plane was a knockout. As a matter of fact, a big part of the museum, or a part of the museum, is the story of an early pilot, a winner of big transcontinental races, speed races, all manner of things. A woman named Louise Thaden. She was competing against all manner of folks, including people you've heard about, such as Amelia Earhart. But one of the, I thought, great stories, there was a transcontinental race called the Bendix Trophy, Bendix.
Uh-huh.
And it was for male pilots for the first, I think, 4 years. And then they let the women in. So what did Louise Thaden do on the first year she could compete?
Tell us.
She won the race.
Oh, yes, she did. Oh, that's amazing.
One of the other cool connections to Louise Thaden, there is a little wallet-sized card of, in essence, a pilot's license. It says sporting license, and there's a place on it that checks off, and it's for flying something.
Uh-huh.
The signature on it authorizing Louise Thaden's credentials was this guy named Orville Wright.
No way.
And the museum has the original of that, and that to me is as cool as any of the airplanes.
I would say yes, that would be. I have to ask, as you're going through and you're hearing the history, do you have someone walking you through, or is it just plaques by the planes?
It's a total walkthrough, but
Okay.
if there's anybody there, they'll talk. But all of the information is very, very well presented. And you don't have to be an aviation nut to appreciate it. They have things like the models of the aircraft that are used in wind tunnel tests.
Mm-hmm.
There's one display. It's a full beach airplane, but it's only the skeleton of it. There's no aluminum on the outside or no fabric on the outside. And to see the intricacy of the construction is again very, very interesting. You don't have to be an aviation nut to enjoy this place. And
it's for everyone.
It's for everyone. And since it's right beside the Tullahoma Airport, you can watch planes come and go. And indeed, it's possible, and it does happen, for a plane to land. And the facilities for the airport are on the other side of the airport from the museum. But a plane can land and taxi right up to the museum, and the people get out and go visit the museum and then turn around and leave.
That is great. When reading that, saying it was adjacent to, I thought that was a really neat location for this museum to be. Didn't we recently do another story out of Tullahoma?
We did. We did the Sundrop Luncheonette.
So people can go there, visit the museum, hit the Sundrop Luncheonette, or vice versa. I had no idea that Tullahoma was just so inviting with places for us to visit.
Well, and don't forget George Dickel.
Oh, yes. We can't forget that. So you can have a little drink, have a little lunch, learn a little something.
You have 3 things to do in Tullahoma.
I love it. Tom, is there anything that we've missed?
No, it's a great example of the unusual experiences you can have in Tennessee. We have a lot going for us.
I'd say that we do. Tom, thank you so very much.
You are very welcome. Y'all keep traveling.
We will do it. So if you would like more places to visit or to know more about different parts of Tennessee and like what you can experience, well, Tom Atkinson, he's your guy, our Tennessee traveler with Main Street Media of Tennessee. You can find all of his columns at our Main Street Nashville. But again, you'll also see him every other Tuesday right here at Mornings on Main Street. We're so thankful. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Get ready, race fans. NASCAR is back in Music City with a new name, the Cracker Barrel 400. Guitars, fast cars, and the comfort of Cracker Barrel's country hospitality. May 30th through June 1st. The action kicks off Friday night at Nashville Super Speedway with the Rackley Roofing 200. Then the Tennessee Lottery 250 on Saturday. And Sunday night, NASCAR's top stars under the lights in the Cracker Barrel 400. Get your tickets now at NashvilleSuperspeedway.com.
Are you the biggest race fan? Our friends at Rackley Roofing want to send you to the Rackley 200 Craftsman Truck Series race at the Nashville Super Speedway on May 30th. Go to your favorite Main Street Media page and click the Enter to Win banner. We will see you at the track. Welcome back. Since travel was more or less the topic of today, we have a couple festivals for you that will be happening this weekend if you'd like to maybe travel out of your area. So the Bacon Festival, who doesn't love bacon, is happening in McDonald. You have the Chattanooga Beer Fest, of course, happening in Chattanooga. You also have Cave Jam at the Caverns in Pelham. And then the Tennessee Renaissance Festival is also happening this weekend in Arrington. I believe this might be the last weekend for the Tennessee Renaissance Festival. And don't forget, your farmers markets are up and running. So check schedules if you would like to travel from market to market. You have some great farmers markets out there. As always, thanks for joining us here at Mornings on Main Street. Have a fantastic afternoon. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.